Hi everyone, in this video I'll be reading I Have a Gift for You, which is based on the show of Violetta. And this one specifically, this fanfic specifically, is dedicated to my grandmother. And there's a reason why I'm choosing November to post this. I'll give more details in case you haven't picked up on it at the end of the story. And I wrote it about a year and a day ago, the day I'm filming this. So, that's kind of funny. It's June 10th of 2025 when I'm filming this. So, the TV show is Violetta. My characters, Andre, Pablo, Maxi, Violetta, Beto, and Gregorio. My references are Antonio, Milton, and Ludmilla. Started June 9th, 2024 at 2:44 a.m. Is that a.m.? Yes, a.m. So I started it before I went to bed. And then completed it June 9th, 2024 at 4:12 p.m. So that's after I've woken up. I was not writing the entire time. Okay. I didn't wake up at that time. That's just when I finished it. So, probably woke up around 10-11 that day. Anyway. On with the story. My inspiration. After Antonio's big goodbye speech, I thought, why didn't anyone record this? I knew the episode was coming since I did read the synopsis beforehand, which allowed me to get mentally prepared for that episode. Where, spoiler alert, if you're not updated on Violetta, this is a big spoiler. So, if spoilers don't matter to you, great. But if they do, warning. Where, spoiler alert, Antonio unfortunately passes away. The aftermath of that event in the series tells us that Pablo viewed Antonio as a fatherly figure in his life. So, I thought, what if one of the students secretly recorded that speech, then gifted it to Pablo? So, that was my inspiration. I have a gift for this story. I have a gift for you. Great. This notebook does not like to lay flat, so this is going to be a slight issue here. Alright. And it doesn't have like a cardboard backing either. Like, this is the front of it. It's very plasticky. So, this is gonna be a challenge. Alright. In the theater room. So, like, I think that's the Zoom. So, the room where their theater is. At Onbeat Studio. Andre requests, hey Maxi, can you put this video I'm about to send you on a USB drive? While holding a USB drive. On this blank USB drive. Sends the video. Maxi watches the video for watches a few seconds of the video while it's muted. And is shocked. You recorded this? Andre informs, yes, it's going to be a gift for Pablo. Now, go do what I told you, please. Rushingly. Maxi says, annoyed, alright, fine. Because he's kind of rushing him in a way, so. That's why he's annoyed, not because of what the task is. The annoyance is him rushing him. Anyway. 1 week later, in the theater at Studio on Beat. Maxi passes over the USB drive. Here, Andre. I would have gifted it to you sooner, but I was busy. Okay. Alright. Andre says gladly accepts. Thanks. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the time it took. I can't wait to give this to Pablo. Maxi assures he's gonna love it. It might even give him happy tears. It definitely made me teary-eyed, says Maxi. Andre notifies. Good. Good, that's the point. Now, I'm gonna give this to Pablo. The gift. Give Pablo the gift. Thank you for doing this. Maxie says proudly, you're welcome. Andre says as he leaves, bye. Andre knocks on the teacher's door. Pablo asks, who is it? Andre says, well, it's Andre. And I have a gift for you, Pablo. Okay, come in, says Pablo. Okay. Alright, here. Andre passes over the gift box. Pablo opens it. Oh, assuming. Oh, you want me to listen to your new song? Andre reveals, no, that's not what's on the USB. That's not what the USB has on it. The truth is, I originally recorded what's on there for myself. That way I would never forget what he said that day. Now, normally I wouldn't tell anyone about this since I didn't get permission to record this. But after all that's happened with Antonio, you need to watch this. You need to watch what's on this USB. What's on that USB. Pablo's shocked, says, wait, do you have a recording of Antonio on this? Andre suggests, why don't you watch it to find out? Pablo plugs the USB into his computer, and clicks the only video on the drive. Pablo then pauses the video, after watching like a few seconds of it. Through tears says, you have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you, Andre. Continues watching. Pablo then continues watching. Pablo is so fixated on the video that he doesn't even hear Beto and Gregorio come in. Gregorio, confused, says, Andre, what are you doing in here? Beto impulsively says, shut up, Gregorio, and listen. Gregorio mutes himself to see what Beto's talking about. And realizes, wait, is that Antonio's voice? Quickly grabs a chair. He'd lost his balance when he heard. Quickly grabbing onto like the back of a chair because he had lost his balance. When he heard. While holding the back of a chair. How come you never told us you had this, Pablo? 3 minutes later. The video is over. Okay. Alright. Pablo still hasn't noticed his colleagues standing behind him. Pablo repeats, Andre, you have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you so much for this gift. Andre, needing a little bit of assurance, says, so you're not mad I did this without permission? Pablo tells, not at all. Gregorio says, surprised, so you're the one who recorded this? Andre admits, I was originally going to keep this to myself so I could listen to it on days where I needed some extra motivation, but after everything that happened, I knew I couldn't keep it to myself. So I had Maxie save it on a blank USB drive so I could give it to Pablo. Pablo asks, so does anyone else know about this? Andre says, no, but I told Maxie he could tell the rest while I was here. I hope that's okay with you. Pablo assures, of course it is. I was just about to say, your friends need to hear this if they hadn't already. Andre relieved, good. I'm going to rejoin my friends now. Pablo says, good. I was just going to hit replay for Gregorio and Beto. Andre rejoins his friends. Pablo lets Gregorio and Beto watch the video from the beginning. Now, in the theater, is Andre and friends. Andre asks, so Maxie, did you show them the video yet? Okay, still on camera. Okay. Video yet? Maxie explains, I decided to wait for you. Natty asks, what video? Natty asks what video. Maxie responds, alerts, can I get everyone's attention, please? Everyone is now looking at Maxie. Maxie tells says, Andre did a really sweet thing for Pablo recently. Why don't you tell them what you did? Suggests Maxie. Okay. Where am I? Well, we all remember what Antonio said to us before tour, right? Everyone in unison says yes. Violetta points out, how could we forget? Andre explains, well, I never wanted to, so I secretly recorded his speech. Then asked Maxie to put the video on a USB drive so I could gift it to Pablo. And I just did. And he loved it so much. And I just did. He loved it so much and thought you guys should see it too. So that's why the projection. Let me try that again. So that's why the projection screen is up. Maxie, hit play, says Andre. Maxie follows Andre's instructions. Okay, has hit play. As the students watch, tears of joy and sadness fall down their faces. 6 minutes later, the video is over. Violetta raises her hand. Yes, Violetta, says Andre. I'm sure I speak for everyone here. Can I have a copy of that? Andre says, of course. Anyone else? Maxie explains, just put your hand up if you want a copy, okay? Everyone aside from Ludmilla puts their hand up. Maxie sends the video to 90% of the students, 90% of the studio, because there's a small 10% that don't want it, but everyone else does. And that 90% includes the teachers as well. Now, obviously, Milton doesn't want it. I don't think there's any surprise there, but all the other teachers do. Everyone who received the gift is happy. They have this video reminder of Antonio and is grateful they got the opportunity to know him. Side note, before I completely end this video, I did a similar thing with my grandmother. I didn't want to not have, like, I really wanted to have a video where I was, hanging out with grandma and I could hear her voice, because let's be honest, we don't live forever. And so I did a similar thing with my grandmother. I recorded myself clipping her fingernails, because that's one of the tasks I had to do. I was her caregiver as well as her granddaughter. I recorded myself clipping her fingernails, so I'd always have her voice on camera. And at the time, I saved it onto YouTube under private and kept it to myself, knowing one day this might be all we have to remember her by, her voice by, at least. Her voice and, well, not the only thing, but like the only video we have of her kind of thing. And unfortunately that day did come, end of November of 2023. So I then changed the video to unlisted and shared it with my family and close friends. And I'm so glad I did that when I did, because I managed to record that video almost a complete month before we lost her. Oh. Unfortunately, me and my grandmother were very close. We were actually a lot alike, surprisingly. I'm so glad I did that when I did, because I managed to record that video almost a complete month before we lost her. So the fanfic you just saw was kind of inspired by true events in my life. Just so you know more of the meaning behind this fanfic and why I dedicated it to my grandmother. Well, that's all for my little rant. I hope you enjoyed this previous fanfic, and thank you for watching. The end of I Have a Gift for You. Let's take a moment of silence for the character and for my grandmother. All right. I know this was a little more of an emotional fanfic, and usually I don't do that, so I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed it still, even though it was a bit emotional. I hope you still enjoyed it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.